Naomi Osaka was left in tears when she was heckled by a spectator during her second-round loss to Veronkina Kudermetova. Gael Monfils and Denis Shapovalov have agreed with Rafael Nadal and Daniil Medvedev's verdicts after Naomi Osaka was heckled during her second-round loss in Indian Wells. Days after the former champion was reduced to tears by a crowd member, there was a second heckling incident in Shapovalov's third-round match against Riley Opelka. Osaka was left playing through tears when a heckler shouted, "Naomi, you suck," early in her second-round match against Veronika Kudermetova, before the former world number one quickly fell away in the first set and lost 6-0 6-4. She addressed the crowd after the match and admitted the incident had reminded her of Indian Wells in 2001 when Serena, Venus and Richard Williams were so heavily booed by the crowd that the sisters boycotted the tournament for 14 years. Several players were asked about the incident afterwards, and world number one Daniil Medvedev, Rafael Nadal and Andy Murray all agreed that it was unfortunately something athletes had to learn to deal with while sharing their sympathy for the 24-year-old. World number 13 Shapovalov has now echoed the trio's sentiment after dealing with his own hecklers along with Opelka in their third-round match. Riley asked for one person to be escorted out, Shapovalov explained after the American beat him 6-7 4-6-4 6-4. "I did the same just because during the rally a couple of times this guy was making comments and saying stuff. Then after the points he was kind of excessive, I felt. I just asked. I think these two guys were actually sitting together. They kicked one out but not the other. Yeah, it just seemed like something more behind his cheering. Yeah, both those guys got escorted." Explaining the incident, the Canadian said it was excessive but nothing disrespectful like Naomi's case. He then elaborated on his thoughts about Osaka's ordeal, adding, "It's a shame because people come out to watch great players like Naomi. I don't know what the reason was. There's no use for saying something like that. Like I can relate to Naomi. Not to speak for her, but I think she's put everything she can into her tennis. When you step out on the court and someone says, 'You suck,' something like that, it sucks. It sucks to hear or feel that. It's difficult, but yeah, unfortunately we need to put up with it because there's no controlling what other people do and what other people say." World number 28 Gael Monfils, who enjoys a friendly relationship with the four-time major champion, also agreed that it was something that came with their job as tennis players but put things into perspective by admitting Osaka was young enough to be his daughter. "It's never easy. It's never easy, for sure. Everybody is reacting differently. I feel like for her it's really hard to handle it in some moments and some moments she's better with it," he said. "But, it just shows that also, she's a human, and people, sometimes because they see her where she is a superstar, but at the end, how old is she, 23? 22? 24? 24 years old girl. Not unlike my daughter. Some people, rubbish, says stuff to my daughter. Of course, our jobs make it in the way, but at the end, you can be a superstar, but you're a 24 years old girl and it's not easy, and it's not easy even, you're doing it for many years, but it's not easy, Osaka has been awarded a wild card into the upcoming Miami Open and will be hoping to build on the form that saw her outlast former world number 3 and 2017 US Open champion Sloane Stephens in her first match in Indian Wells.